Meanwhile, a Texas jury watches police interrogation video of the man accused of murdering American sniper Chris Kyle and his friend 2 years ago. Eddie Ray Routh apologizes for killing them, saying, quote, "I guess I need to be doing more thinking in this town than hurting people. I'm so sorry for what I have done, and if I could have done it differently, I would have done it so much differently."
Haunting words there. Routh also says that he knew it was wrong. The defense claims that he was psychotic at the time, but do these developments hurt his case? We're going to ask Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano just that. Good morning to you, Judge.
Good morning, guys. You know, the laws are different in each state, obviously, and Texas's procedure is it is the defendant's obligation to come forward with evidence to satisfy the jury that he is insane or was insane at the time of the crime. Insanity meaning he didn't know right from wrong. He thought he was shooting a sack of potatoes or a lemon rather than killing a human being. In most states of the Union, it's the government's burden to prove that he is sane.
Right.
That's not an academic difference. It's a substantial difference.
So in this case, when he said in this videotape confession that we're looking at right here, we only have voiceover of it. We don't have the audio. He said he knew that what he did was wrong. What sort of admission is that?
Well, you have to take the big picture here. And the big picture here is the defense now has the option to have the jury hear words out of the mouth of the defendant in which he's saying things, some of which make sense, some of which don't, without him going on the witness stand. I can tell you right away what's wrong with that confession.
What?
It's unlawful to elicit a confession while the defendant is confined. He's confined. He's got handcuffs on.
Isn't that probably for his own safety?
Well, the Supreme, look at him. That's during the confession. Now, if he did that in a courtroom, the prosecutors could ask him questions about his bizarre behavior.
Judge, he just murdered two people in cold blood.
Protect anybody else from future harm.
Correct. This is why it's questionable whether they should have put that confession on. They have a mountain of evidence against him. When they put things on before the jury that gives the defense the argument, look at the way he's behaving. That's not normal behavior. It lets them get that defense get that behavior before the jury without presenting him for cross-examination.
Sure, maybe it makes their case more vulnerable.
But on the other hand, the evidence of his guilt is overwhelming. Texas is a state that rarely excludes murder convictions because of insanity, because of the attitude of Texas laws and Texans.
Well, but what about that crazy voicemail he left? He says
it was wild.
He left it on Chris Kyle's machine. What did he say, Elizabeth?
He did. It was right before the killings there, and it said, "Hey man, I'm just going to give you a shout. Kind of a sad day when it rains. It's good, but it's sad. Rains will come and rains will leave. I guess that's what they do." Anything you can
You know, there's
pick
two
up on there?
ways to interpret that. One is some weird signal to Chris that he was planning and plotting to kill him, and this is a case in which the government alleges that he planned and plotted.
Sure.
The other is that he is either profoundly disturbed or legally insane, because this makes no sense.
Yeah,
That's what the jury has to decide. There's no question who pulled the trigger.
Sure.
The jury has to decide what was going on between his ears.
A lot going on. All right, Judge Napolitano, thank you very much.
Keen insight always, Judge. Thanks.
All right, exactly 10 minutes before the top